Did you see the aliens.gov drop yesterday?
I did, and it turned out to be illegal aliens. And
Dude,
I didn't click on it. Is it a list of like all the little dots on that map places that they've arrested people?
so here's the deal. This is how far I made it, right? Is that because I fell for it a couple months ago, so I wasn't falling for
Oh,
it
come
this
on.
time.
It's a great look.
Because
Nobody memes like no presidential team has ever memed like the Trump
the
team.
troll is great. A couple months ago, they had the thing with the flag, and it looked like in distress, and it showed
Yeah.
like Caroline leave its toes with a little blurb of its launching, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, they're going to blow up Iran!" And it was the app. It was the White House app. It was the way
Yeah.
it's launching the app. That's all it was. It was trolling, and we're all like, "Oh, what are we deciphering this? That, the other? Oh, is this a cute?" So anyway, so then yesterday, all of a sudden, it just White House dropped. Launching. It's all it does. Launching,
Mhm.
right? So here I am. I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, well, what time is it? I'm like, it's like 39 minutes ago, which would be 6:58. Maybe like Q dropped 6:58 or something launching. And I'm like, all right, no, this is stupid. This has to be a troll. But
Yeah.
it's
Then there
got
was
crop circles.
the crop circle one that turned into the White House. Yeah.
And then there was lights. There's lights and all that stuff, and it was like, oh, what's going on here? And something's launching, and they've been talking about aliens. And yesterday he talked about aliens, and then they drop aliens.gov, and you click on it, and it's like a monochromatic screen. It's just like green and black.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's like the Matrix.
typing.
Or no, it's Fox Mulder's computer.
Yeah, exactly what it is. And it's talking about aliens, and aliens have been walking amongst us, and they've been shopping in years this, and they've been this, that, the other thing. But then they're like, we've got them, and we're going to send them back to where they belong. So that was absolutely a complete and total troll, which is hilarious. But I want to talk about aliens. I want to talk about whatever is, we've talked about this a little here and there.
UAPs.
Whatever you want to call them, UAPs. Well, here's the deal: is that something's happening. Something's going to happen. Something. Now let's go with the first theory. Let's go with the first
I made that
theory,
prediction
right?
a couple weeks ago that there's going to be, whether it's an actual alien invasion or a staged alien invasion, remember, it was supposed to be like a COVID level nuke in order to screw up the rest of the presidency in the next election. So I've already made this prediction. Where are you going with it?
Well, I think that what is happening is that, I have it narrowed down to a couple things. Number one is we are on the precipice of a new horizon where it is going to be revealed to us that the benevolent people who have been watching us from another like Zircon galaxy have decided that they can no longer be quiet, and now they need to come in and take over, and all of a sudden now aliens are going to get us all, and because of that we're probably going to need to like band together and probably get closer and closer. We're going to need to be able to keep track of each other because we can't tell the difference between us and the aliens, so we're probably going to need to we're going to need to go completely digital to work their world, and everything's going to need to go online, and so that's what I think is going to happen, is that these aliens are going to come at us.
So option one is you're saying aliens from another galaxy and they're hostile.
I think they've had enough of our crap, and they're about to put us in our place. They're sick of us.
Okay, so they're not hostile.
They're
not hostile, but we haven't evolved enough, so they're going to force it.
They're sick of our crap. They just want to shake us up. Yeah, they got to shake us up. All right, so it's either that or yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking.
I'm just being your score count. 1, 2, whatever.
Interdimensional beings. It's interdimensional beings. Now, here's the thing: is that we talk about how we are in the present on Earth where we can see things, but maybe there's another dimension or two, an underlying dimension.
Absolutely.
And when you start to think about things like radio waves that exist but you can't see, or wind or things like that, there's definitely maybe an ether or another dimension. So, and then maybe some people who maybe have done like crazy, like ayahuasca or dimethyltryptamine trips, can attend to the fact that they've for sure gone to other dimensions before, So therefore, maybe it is an introduction of interdimensional beings that are coming to us, and this is the government starting to prepare us for the fact that we are going to assimilate with these interdimensional beings. Okay.
Okay.
Or theory 3, same thing with the interdimensional beings and all that stuff, except for somewhere along the lines, you're going to find out that like the back of the interdimensional beings tag still says like Gucci, and like maybe like their spaceship says Raytheon along the front, and it's not necessarily interdimensional beings, it's just an introduction to already existing human tech.
Oh yeah, so that unfortunately number three is probably the likeliest scenario. This is why I was thinking
Mhm.
it's like if we were shown the some of this tech that we actually have and can disprove the aliens thing. So if that comes out, I think that talking option three, I think that's going to end up being the powers that be and the MAGA or the whatever, the deep state globalists versus America First populist movement. Okay. And I'm
Mhm.
saying, well, globally. So let's say global populism versus global authoritarianism. Let's put it that way. Global authoritarianism is going to come at us with, oh my God, there's aliens. We better lock down. They're going to try and do what they did with us with COVID, try to put us in our 15-minute cities and our smart homes and eat bugs. Right. Or whatever that version of that is. But it's definitely going to be a means of control, a means of oppression. Whereas the populist global movement will already be armed with leaders, say like Donald Trump, that will put out that no, this tech is not aliens. Look, this was classified information that I just declassified now. That's not a spaceship. This is a 17th gen fighter jet. I know you only know about our 5th gen fighter jet. That's because we're not supposed to tell you about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? So, and then they'll be able to combat that narrative. If there is a false flag alien invasion, I believe that's how it's going to go down. One power telling us to be scared, the other power is telling us, no, you're being manipulated.
Crossing over into my other world, there's been a theme in my other world for me known as seen on TV. That's been a thing in my other world. So let's just say, but wait, there's more. Maybe, just maybe, this is tech that we've been studying for a long time. However, we cannot necessarily explain where it has come. Like maybe something that we have done has caused outside interference to come in, and maybe we have recovered crash sites and we've tried to reverse engineer things that
But
are in existence.
that goes along with theory one, not theory three.
No, 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 no. What it does is
Theory one is actual.
whoa, whoa, whoa. It
Theory one is
merges. No, 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 no. Merges one and three. One is they're here and they're coming to get us. Two is they're interdimensional and they're not foreign. Three is it's our tech. But four is how did we get there? How do we get there? And is that where it's not some crazy stupid.
theory three subsection A.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. All right. So, and then I've even heard. So here's the deal, right? Is you pay attention to a lot of this stuff over years and years, and you shut up and you don't say anything. Like somewhere along the lines, I heard that radar interfered with some of alien tech. Like for some reason, something about our radar caused alien tech to collapse. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just something I've heard. Now, all of a sudden, the White House is dropping all of these videos of all of these, like say, orbs. But I've been seeing orbs for a long time,
Hmm.
and the major example of the orbs we've talked about is that Malaysian flight MH370, where those three orbs allegedly made those things disappear. That was 2014. But here's the thing: since then, I've seen other just random clips. There was a King Charles event where one of those orbs just happened to fly by. And when you
Mm,
figure there's a billion people on X, and yeah, they can suppress a lot of stuff. A few things are going to get through, and over a
yeah.
couple of years, you start to see this stuff show up. Now the White House is going boom. What you thought it exists, we're saying it exists. Here's what it is.
Right.
Why? That's the ultimate question.
Why? I don't know, but I do want to back up. I'm glad you brought up the orbs, making the interdimensional portal, whatever, because I'm of the mindset that theory one and theory two are interchangeable. They are the same. So think about it. You are from a distant galaxy. By technology that we know of, it would take thousands of years to reach by, sublight speeds, right? If we should be able to break the light barrier, what does that mean? What does that actually look like? So the more logical way to come from even as close as say like the Andromeda galaxy, the logical way is not a straight line at all. It's folding space. It's traversing dimensions. So who's to say that it isn't a physical being in a different galaxy that understands how to manipulate dimensional space and travel without moving? So why wouldn't it be the same thing? Interdimensional beings in the purest sense, you could say, are like angels or whatever, you know what I mean? Or beings of energy. But why can't a physical being, an organic being of some fashion or another, traverse dimensions? And
Okay,
the
so
orbs support that, and also goes along with theory 3 subsection A, because that would be out of town technology that we've used for our own thing, bringing all three together.
all of a sudden now 1, 2, and 3 are not becoming 3 separate options as much as they are beginning to be a Venn diagram, because how about this option?
Mm,
Okay. So now in order to talk about this option,
I love this topic.
let's let's talk about, so there's the 4 that they're talking about, right? Have you and I talked about this, the 4 types of aliens that they've
Yeah,
said
the
exist?
Greys, the Reptilians, the Nordics,
Insectoids
and the Insectoids.
and the Nordics, right? Okay, so let's just talk about the grays, because the first time I heard this was from a buddy of mine 30 years ago, and he's one of those guys that he was born 40 years old, and now he's in his 50s, and he's still about 40. He's just always been just a curmudgeonly conservative conservative guy as a kid, just always been that way. And he looked at me all these years ago. He's one of the guys that turned me on to Vince Vaughn. He's one of the guys that turned me on to the military industrial complex. And
Mm.
he was 20 and I was 19, right? But anyway, he said to me, I believe that these things that you see with the big eyes, he goes, they're things from the future. And that's the deal. And now, since then, I've seen a lot of reports of like cuneiform and hieroglyphics, which have pictures of these. And
The
then
Anunnaki, yeah. Yeah.
all throughout time, you've seen the same thing. So what if they are beings from the future that are coming back for whatever reason, and maybe some of that tech is merging, which then kind of makes that second interdimensional thing merge with 3, which means that 1, 2, and 3 are really all just kind of the same thing. It's just the origin that we don't know.
Right. Yeah. Well, you're right. The origin we don't know. It's a lot of talk. I mean, you just described what the Anunnaki, which that makes me wish I wore my Giorgio Tsoukalos T-shirt that says, "Is it aliens?" Of course, it's aliens. It's not aliens. The ancient alien guy, like whatever.
Hmm.
He's a crazy
Hmm.
leftist. He'd never watch our show.
I
But
just know him because of Action Bronson. Action Bronson, you should just get blazed and watch the Ancient Alien guys, and
I
it'll just be
love that
sitting there.
show. I
Oh, it
love
was the
that show.
best.
Yeah, that's we could do a whole nother show on ancient aliens. So, but you know what? Those theories always made sense to me. But let's go back to the orbs right there. So think about it. What kind of technology does it take to, for one thing? So they move in a way that we can't move, which means
Hmm.
they've conquered gravity, right?
Hmm.
They show no heat signature, which means they've created light without heat, which we also can't do. So
Wait,
they've
time out
breathed.
real quick. Don't forget to circle back to gravity. I want to talk to you about anti-gravity. Okay, sorry, go.
Well, I'm just saying these are accomplishments. So, in order to manipulate gravity, in order to create light without heat, energy without like combustion, basically, that means that they probably are operating on some sort of, they're operating on some level that doesn't like go along with normal physics as we understand it. They've broken physics. They've conquered physics. You know what I mean? So it only makes sense that they could tear a hole in space time and go wherever they want, maybe even back in time. So you're saying the Greys are from the future. I'm saying anybody that's conquered gravity probably understands dimensions on a different level than we can possibly comprehend. So yeah, why wouldn't the Anunnaki just like, okay, we're going to build these things, these walls in stone, so that way you guys can like wonder about it. Then we're going to go fly off through like literally 17 galaxies away, which is going to age us as a species. Then we're going to pop back and look, now we're the gray aliens and we don't have our mouth and we fucked everything up and we need to interbreed with you guys or we're going to die off as a population. Explaining things like, I was watching a movie last night with Sacha Baron Cohen in it. That dude's an alien. His face is stretched way too far to be a normal human. Sorry.
Well, I mean, if he is an alien, he's definitely not from the good aliens.
But I'm just saying he doesn't look right.